From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Daryl Clark. Stephanie Woodard has the week off. Our top story this evening, 30-day layoff notices were sent to about 10,000 Alaska state employees today. Without a funded operating budget for the coming fiscal year, the 49th state is now 30 days from a potential government shutdown. A $5 billion bipartisan budget proposal passed by the State House early Saturday morning was rejected by the Senate Finance Committee yesterday. The committee offered its own version of an operating budget, which was debated on the Senate floor this morning. A vote had not been taken up as of news time as negotiations continued through the afternoon. Meanwhile, Governor Walker's office today issued a string of press releases which detail how each state department would be affected by a partial government shutdown on July 1st. The departments of Public Safety, Corrections, as well as Health and Social Services will not be affected. However, nearly every other state department would see some sort of reduction in services. Walker has retained Matt Peterson and made him available to mediate the legislative impasse, which is holding up passage of a fully funded budget.
A budget that's not funded is not a budget. It's a check that bounces. So I've got to have a budget that is funded.
As I sit here right now, I'm actually very optimistic that this could be mediated.
You know, it would raise the unemployment level in Alaska to 9%, one of the highest in the nation. Then do we go with unemployment benefits at that point? That could be, well over $100 million. So, the cost of a shutdown and restart is very, very expensive. So I'm very hopeful that doesn't happen.
A Fairbanks man appeared in Fairbanks District Court today facing one felony count of sexual abuse of a minor. Fairbanks police arrested 20-year-old Christopher Simpson in connection with an incident reported to have occurred last week. On Sunday, family members of 3 minor girls contacted police saying that Simpson had attempted to persuade the children to engage in sexual activity on May 26th and 27th and that he had inappropriate contact with one of the girls. Investigators say it occurred while he was babysitting the children. At his arraignment today, Simpson was ordered held without bail pending further proceedings. The Interior Gas Utility, or IGU, is currently installing pipe in Phase 1 of its natural gas distribution line build-out in North Pole. Thus far, over 7,000 feet of the 70 miles of pipe has been installed, with boring and ground prep work also underway. IGU expects at least 16 crews to work south of Hurst Road from May to September. Alaska Governor Bill Walker will join Senator John Coghill and City Mayor Bryce Ward at a groundbreaking ceremony this Friday at noon in North Pole. IGU and ADA officials will also be on hand. Utility spokeswoman Mindy O'Neill says the public is welcome to attend the ceremony and is encouraged to wear hard hats.
It's like a salute, like hats off to you. Like, all right, well done, community. Here's a little milestone, and why can't we just have a little fun with this? I think that it's summertime, and it's a community building event where we can have a little bit of fun, recognize the work that we've done, and the work that we have left to do.
After more than 2 weeks of hard work and construction, the Department of Transportation for the state of Alaska made an important announcement this morning. The Dalton Highway, a main corridor to the Folks at Dead Horse, was in the final stages of being repaired. It looks like Friday will be the soonest that traffic will once again be able to flow to the North Slope. And speaking of traffic flow, DOT is also preparing for a major upgrade on sections of College Road, which will affect traffic and possibly cause delays. An official from DOT addressed both subjects this morning.
Okay. So we're really pleased to announce that we'll be opening the Dalton Highway this Friday morning at 8 a.m. We expect to have some traffic control in place, so there will be flaggers and there'll be some areas where it'll probably be 1 lane still. But at that point on Friday, we hope to, or expect to have the majority of the road to be 2 lanes. So we're really pleased about that. So we'll start construction on College Road this week, and this will be a project that'll definitely have a lot of impact to the public. College Road is a major road that a lot of people use, and there are a lot of businesses, but it's also really in need of some repairs. So we'll be resurfacing that road, adding some sections of bike path, realigning the intersection at College, Margaret, Antoinette, and so there'll be a lot of work going on.
There will also be a public open house Friday at the Artisan Courtyard from 4 to 6 p.m. Construction staff will be on hand to answer any questions. And when we come back, the University of Alaska College Savings Plan presented the North Star Borough Imagination Library with a healthy check. Also, over the weekend, the Vernon L. Nash Antique Auto Club put on quite a show. Our cameras were there. We'll share the sights and sounds with you. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. The National Weather Service has issued a frost advisory warning of cooler temperatures through the night because of a cold front making its way south of the Tanana Valley. Meteorologist John Lingus is calling the weather formation unusual at best, as cold fronts aren't expected during the summer months. Some interior communities had reports of rain and even snow today as the system moved its way south. Lingus says the brunt of the cold should be reaching the Alaska Range and Delta. However, he adds that tonight should be near freezing for Fairbanks, with temperatures dipping to about 30 degrees.
Cold front will continue south and weaken, and then afterwards, late today and through the evening, we'll have clearing skies, which will cause with the cold air still somewhat in place, will cause very low-level frost, at least a light frost, as we look at Tuesday morning.
And it is June. June is usually the best time to begin planting and seeding crops in your yard, but that isn't the case this year. Frost conditions are expected tonight that could damage plants unprotected from the cold. Employees from Ann's greenhouses rounded up their valuable inventory. Gardening plants, flowers, and seedlings were temporarily put back inside or blanketed to prevent damage from freezing temperatures forecast for tonight. Employee Leslie McEwen recommends homeowners should follow the same process if they have fragile plants in the yard. They can move those plants into the garage or blanket them with tarps or even sheets to keep frost from killing vegetation.
And people, they planted early because May was so beautiful, and we were like, oh, it's gonna be nice, it's beautiful, and then, you know, it's frosting. So, yeah. But it's kind of normal. People always plant like the first week of June. That's when we tell people to wait, and then sometimes it frosts after that. So it's kind of a normal part of gardening.
One local nonprofit received a check this past weekend to launch a fundraising campaign during the summer. The North Star Borough Imagination Library was the recipient of a $13,000 donation during the Chamber Member Showcase. The University of Alaska College Savings Plan donates revenues to community outreach programs committed to education. Imagination Library is a volunteer-based program that mails brand new books each month to children under 5. Due to the loss of main funding from the state, the library is looking to the community for help to continue the program. Executive Director of the UA College Savings Plan, Lael Aldmixon, says it's crucial to engage children at an early age to create a foundation for the pathway to college.
We wanted to support the Imagination Library today because literacy really is the strongest foundation toward a healthy education.
This large donation is kind of launching our own fundraising efforts for this summer, and our campaign is called Keep Dolly's Books Coming to Town. So this summer we're going to be looking to the community to keep the program in town.
Okay, Joe Cook is up next. Loaded weekend sports recap, including state championship results and more with Joe after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with the weekend recap. We'll have 2 days of track and field coverage, and today we start with the 4A State Track and Field Championships. Interior athletes represented well in their respective events. By the end of the day, the West Valley boys placed 6th overall with 57 points. The girls team, they placed 8th, and the Lathrop girls team finished 15th overall. In field events, West Valley's Joaquin Martinez won bronze in the discus. Ileana Cassiano was 4th in the shot put and discus, while Jack Dickinson of Lathrop was 4th in the shot put. Lathrop boys led the interior teams with a runner-up finish with 63 points. Kodiak won the boys 4A title. Jared Welch was 2nd in the high jump, 3rd in the 110 hurdles and the long jump. Another contributor to Lathrop's 2nd straight runner-up finish was Devin Millington, who won the 110 hurdles in 15.4 seconds, a personal record.
Yeah, I felt like I was good today. The big difference was I had to lean a lot harder than I was, so that's what I changed up. It was definitely tough, you know. I had to come out knowing I was a little slower than the other guys and just do my best and try and get up.
Some big winners were the West Valley's relay teams. The 4x2 relay team of Brandon Jones, Josh Cummings, Micah Banks, and Charles Sutter finished 1 minute and 31 seconds for first place. And the 4x1 relay team of Cummings, Banks, Sutter, and Xavier Simon won the event in 43.4 seconds, setting a new state record by a fraction of a second. And it helps having Alaska's fastest man on your team. Sutter repeats as the 100 and 200 meter champion. The Lane College commit was a fraction of a second from tying the state 100 record with a time of 10.91 seconds. He was also the 200 winner in 22.23 seconds.
I was very aware of the record since yesterday when I had the same mark of 10.91. I was trying, and I knew I was only 100th of a second off, but I gave it all I had. It feels good, all the hard work paying off, and seeing it paying off, and meeting my goals that I set at the beginning of the year. It was just nice.
And for the second time in 3 years, the West Valley girls soccer team represent the interior in the state final. They went up against South Anchorage in a rematch from the 2012 final. West Valley had the momentum early as sophomore Riley Baumgartner finds herself wide open for a goal. And the Pack had a 1-0 lead at the 8-minute mark, but then South, the defending state champs, answered 8 minutes later on a rebound opportunity. The Wolverines, they would gain the lead right before halftime to take the momentum up 2-1. South will go on to win 5-1 for another state title.
They came in, scored the first goal, which that kind of was like, oh, and so that like pumped us up to like keep playing and stuff, and we knew like we just passed the ball around and it would all work out.
Very excited for the future for this team. I even asked the seniors, what do you think about their future? And a couple of them said just simply jealous. They're excited for them. They'll see a great future for West Valley.
I see it going up from here. I'm jealous I don't get to stick around. It's awesome to be back here. It's awesome to have a rematch, and I mean, unfortunate result, but I mean, amazing team, best team I've ever played with, so proud.
And back in the interior, the top two baseball teams met for the MAC tournament title. Lathrop and West Valley played each other for the third time, and Lathrop would again end on top. In the second inning, Ryan Purdue's only hit of the game was a bases-clearing triple for the Mutes. Lathrop put up a 7 spot in that inning. That's all the run support Chris Carter would need as he tossed a complete game 2-hitter with 6 strikeouts. Lathrop wins 7-3 over West Valley for the 2015 MAC title. Both teams will enter the state tournament as the 2 seeds from the MAC, but the Malamutes will enjoy their 4-year dynasty.
It feels great. We've put in a lot of work to this point, and it just feels great to 4P.
I'm a senior this year, and all 4 years we've won it and gone to state, and that's the most amazing feeling I think I could ever have.
And now the I-5 interior top 5 plays. You get to choose which one of these plays will be the play of the week.
At number 5, check out this grand slam from Monroe's Grant Olson. It was his first career home run and the first of the year for the Rams in a 14-8 win over Delta on Tuesday. At number 4, more baseball. Lathrop's Ryan Purdue clears the bases with a triple. His only hit was key as Lathrop wins 7-3 over West Valley for 4 straight MAC titles on Saturday. Number 3, a beauty of a play as West Valley's Carly Steele serves it right off the foot of Rio Geiger for the one-timer on the corner kick for a score as the Wolfpack girls defeat Kenai 2-0 in the state tournament semis on Friday. Number 2, Allison's Antonio Griffith wins the boys 1-3 a long and triple jump with 2 personal records to lead the Allison boys to a state runner-up finish, the best finish in program history. At number 1, Alaska's fastest man, senior Charles Sudduff of West Valley, runs a 10.91 in the 100-meter dash to repeat as state champion. He was just a fraction of a second from matching the state record. To vote for the play of the week, click on your favorite play on the I-5 poll on webcenter11.com. You can also comment on the KTVF Facebook and YouTube post and at KTVF11 Sports on Twitter for your vote. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that's it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
And talking about weather, what a wild day it was. We're not expecting to see snow in the end of May, the 1st of June. Pretty amazing, but things happen like that's why weather's so interesting. If I sound a little hoarse, it's because I'm coming off of a cold, but try and put up with me if I get a coughing fit going on. Now, as far as our temperatures are concerned, we are looking at some cold air tonight coming in, and it means there is a possibility of some frost. We've been talking about it earlier. We're kind of reinforce that. You can bring in your hanging plants and also start covering up your plants and vegetables tonight for one night, because tomorrow night it should be definitely a lot better off than it is tonight. Photograph tonight, Ron Plummer sent in a photograph looking at Fox yesterday from an upper level destination there. You can see a nice day, was it? What a difference 2 days make. And as far as photos go, we'd love to have you send us a photo at KTVF11.com. We'll share it with the rest of the audience. Your numbers look like this. And our high today, only 55. The record high was 87 in 1919. Last night's low, 37. Not too far away from the record low of 31 in 1947. Sunrise and sunset, pretty interesting. 3:34 this morning was the sunset. or sunrise, and the sunset this evening will actually be 12:08 a.m. tomorrow. So it's kind of hard to figure that out, but there's no sunset actually. Daylight time works out to 20 hours and 31 minutes, a gain of 6 minutes from yesterday. On the satellite and radar, you can see the moisture in the cloud area that moved through the area this morning that brought some areas of snow, but for the most part, just a lot of rain into the Fairbanks area. And as far as what lies ahead, well, nothing else upstream, so things are looking pretty good. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, for the most part, we're looking at some showers around the Anchorage Bowl and Kodiak Island. Southeast Alaska looking really nice, up around 70 degrees at Juneau. Cloudy skies along the Aleutian Chain, partly cloudy to clear skies up and down the west coast, 55 at Nome. Barrow at exactly freezing, 32 degrees, and Fort Yukon, 52, and partly cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather. Showers moving across the Pacific Northwest, otherwise nice over the Southwest. Really cooking in Phoenix, 105 degrees there. No more storms to talk about across Texas and the northern plains, which is really nice to see. All that moisture has moved over the northeast. That's even moving out of the picture. You'll see on the satellite and radar where they had just really a lot of rainfall and flooding over the northeast. That's out of the picture. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms moving off the eastern slopes of the Rockies. That's what you get this time of year, but nothing really organized, so no real severe weather expected. Tomorrow, you can see a little afternoon thunderstorm activity once again expected over Kansas and Nebraska up into the Dakotas, while over to the east, high pressure will be dominating. And high pressure will be dominating over the latter part of this week, with hot temperatures returning to Dallas, close to 90 degrees, and nice up and down the west coast. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Here's what it looks like. Flurries for Barrow, sunny skies for Nome, and mostly sunny skies in the Fort Yukon area. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at a pretty nice day, mostly sunny in Fairbanks, a few showers for Healy, and just partly cloudy skies at Delta Junction. Over southeast Alaska, looking at mostly cloudy skies in Juneau, and just scattered clouds at Ketchikan. Temperatures not too bad off, a little cooler down around Ketchikan. Over the southwest part of the state, cloudy skies at Coal Bay and Kodiak, rain showers expected for Bethel with temperatures in the low 60s. And in the Anchorage Bowl, well, looking at pretty good weather, except for a few widely scattered rain shower activity, mainly across the Valdez and the home area, maybe a few creeping into the Anchorage Bowl. So our forecast for the remainder of the night, before we get into that, we'll tell you real quickly, we do have a frost advisory. We've been talking about it. We'll just kind of enforce this. The frost is possible in low-lying areas, so take in your hanging baskets, cover your other plants for tonight, but it should be warmer tomorrow. We're going to stress that. Now your forecast for tonight, the possible frost in low areas, otherwise clear skies, 36 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, looking at 62 degrees, mostly sunny skies early, then increasing clouds, and the low tomorrow night will be in the 40s. So we'll be out of the cold temperatures once again. And the 5-day outlook looks pretty nice. You can see temperatures warming back up to around 70 degrees for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday, looking at daytime highs in the low 70s. And also overnight lows will be warming up too. As you can see, the overnight low will be once again in the low 40s, up to 50 degrees by Sunday, and the chance of rain will be mainly on Wednesday. Just a chance of showers, that's about it. But what a surprise that was, seeing snow falling in Salta.
Well, I remember, I think it was 2 summers ago when the state track meet was over here at Lathrop, and it was snowing like in the middle of May, and I thought I was on another planet. So
it's definitely going to be what is a 3-dog night tonight, though.
Yeah. You know, I know we're repeating ourselves about the frost, but we want to make sure that folks are prepared for the gardening purposes.
Especially because Friday I told them, go ahead, plant. Yeah. The difference a weekend makes.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. I took that one for you this year, Mike. All right.
Excuse me.
I'm glad to see you're getting better.
I am.
That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, TSA missed 95% of bombs and weapons in security tests that were conducted. That's not good. That's up next with Lester Holt.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
Okay, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.
Good night.